Welcome to the Book Radar channel, where we summarize the key content of best-selling books, helping you quickly grasp the book's highlights and save valuable time. Today, I'll be giving you a brief summary of the book titled Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the Quest for a Fantastic Future. Elon Musk is undeniably a complex individual, regardless of your perspective. He's a multifaceted figure with a captivating and unpredictable journey. Emerging from Silicon Valley, he's a true innovator who has achieved incredible milestones. From becoming the world's wealthiest person to being a member of the National Academy of Engineering and occasionally dabbling in internet celebrity territory due to his unconventional behavior. As an entrepreneur, Musk presides over a diverse array of companies, each with its unique mission. There's Tesla, a pioneer in electric vehicles, SpaceX, leading the way in rocket research and space exploration, and Neuralink, venturing into brain-machine interfaces. He's even delved into high-speed tunneling technology through the Boring Company. Musk also co-founded OpenAI, a prominent artificial intelligence firm. In a surprising turn of events, in 2023, he acquired Twitter and turned it into a private venture. Yet, on a personal level, Musk's character is equally intricate. His brother, once his first business partner, famously remarked, "I love my brother very much, but working with him can be really challenging." Even Bill Gates, initially drawn to Musk's endeavors, found it difficult to maintain a friendship due to clashing personalities. Elon Musk defies simple categorization from any angle. He embodies extreme qualities, both positive and negative. At times, his words and actions may seem eccentric or bewildering, but there are moments when he undeniably shapes history and transforms the world. So, how did Musk become the enigmatic figure we know today, with all his contradictions and complexities? A casual observer might assume that Musk often makes unconventional decisions on a whim. However, a deeper dive into his life's journey reveals a logical progression behind many of his actions. Take, for instance, his decision to rename Twitter as X after acquiring it, a move that puzzled many. Yet, if we explore Musk's entrepreneurial history, a pattern emerges. Musk founded the internet payment platform PayPal, initially known as X.com. Following his success with PayPal, he shifted his focus to space exploration, founding SpaceX. Again, the signature X. Although he is a co-founder of OpenAI, Musk has his distinct vision for artificial intelligence, leading him to establish his own AI company, Xspace. Understanding this pattern, the decision to rename Twitter as X becomes more understandable. Elon Musk's life is a remarkable journey filled with complexity, innovation, and a unique approach to shaping the future. The book I'm discussing today serves as a guide to navigating Musk's life trajectory and uncovering what makes him tick. The author of this book is the esteemed biographer Walter Isaacson, renowned for his best-selling biography of Steve Jobs. Isaacson's repertoire includes biographies of Henry Kissinger, Benjamin Franklin, Leonardo da Vinci, and Albert Einstein. If we were to rank biographers globally, Isaacson would undoubtedly hold a top position. For this biography, Isaacson dedicated over 2 years to track and interview Musk, immersing himself in both the significant and minor events that shaped Musk's life and career. Isaacson's approach is one of balanced and unvarnished storytelling. He does not seek to idolize Musk, but rather to provide an accurate and objective portrait. When recounting pivotal life events, he seeks multiple perspectives, even when they contradict one another. This book, published in September 2023 and is substantial, exceeding 600 pages, packed with intricate details about Musk. So, how can I help you grasp the essence of this book in just over 20 minutes? My approach will be to delve into the 3 critical puzzle pieces of Musk's life. These 3 facets are like distinct puzzles that, when combined, create the intricate tapestry of his remarkable journey. The first puzzle piece in Musk's life is his childhood. Musk's childhood was marked by striking contradictions. On one hand, he displayed early signs of genius, being the kid next door who stood out in the eyes of everyone. For instance, I had the opportunity to interview Musk, Elon's mother, when her autobiography A Woman Makes a Plan was released in 2020. During our conversation, we delved into Elon's childhood. I had previously read Elon's earlier biography, Elon Musk, where it was mentioned that Elon had a profound love for reading from a very young age. He could finish 2 books in a single day during weekends. So, I was naturally curious and asked May how she nurtured Elon's love for reading. May's response was, he wanted to read from the very beginning. What set Elon apart from others was that when he read something, he remembered it verbatim. Elon could even recall entire encyclopedias word for word, and his family considered him a true genius. One statement from May during our conversation left a deep impression on me. I asked her, "What's the best investment you've made in your life?" She replied, "If you're talking about financial investment, it would undoubtedly be Tesla's stock. But if you mean an investment in life, it's the time I invested in my children." However, on the flip side, Elon Musk's childhood was fraught with difficulties. One reason he developed a love for reading was that he struggled to interact with people when he was young. He once mentioned, "I tended to take words literally when people spoke. Reading was a way for me to understand that people often say things they don't mean." For a significant period, Musk was the youngest and smallest student in his school. He had difficulty making friends, which resulted in him being a target for bullying and physical abuse. There was even an incident where he was brutally beaten by bullies at school, resulting in a swollen head and a week-long hospital stay. Remarkably, even decades later as an adult, he had to undergo corrective surgery to repair internal nasal tissue damage caused during that incident. But these physical pains paled in comparison to the impact of his father. Following a severe domestic violence incident, Musk's parents divorced. At the age of 10, Musk moved in with his father, a decision he later deeply regretted. Elon Musk, Elon's father, was a complex figure. Both a scoundrel and a charismatic individual. He possessed the precision of an engineer along with the extravagant imagination of a dreamer. But what made him most lethal was his complete lack of empathy, especially towards his son. In an incident when Musk was beaten by bullies at school, his father astonishingly took the side of the perpetrators. Upon returning from the hospital, he was subjected to a relentless hour-long berating by his furious father, who belittled him and declared him worthless. For 7 years, from the age of 10 to 17, Musk's interactions with his father were like opening a Pandora's box. He never knew when his father would switch from being sunny and cheerful to dark and malevolent. The transformation could occur in an instant. Although Musk rarely discussed his father in adulthood, it's clear that his influence lingered throughout his life. In the book, there's an intriguing detail. Elon Musk, now a billionaire, used to send his father a monthly allowance for living expenses. However, whenever he saw his father giving interviews claiming how instrumental he was in Elon's success, Elon would reduce his father's allowance. This tumultuous childhood profoundly impacted Musk's approach to life and his personality. In the book, Musk's ex-wife reflects on their relationship, sharing that they had a secret code. Whenever she told Elon, "You're becoming more like your father," it was a warning that he was heading into a dark place. Even Musk himself acknowledged his need for self-reflection on his character. He wondered why he was drawn to dramatic conflicts and remarked, "I need to change my mindset and not be in a perpetual crisis mode." In the book, Isaacson even speculates that Musk's relentless pursuit of acquiring Twitter might not have been purely a business move. It might have been an attempt to compensate for the regrets of his childhood. He suggests, over the years, whenever he felt cornered or threatened, he would recall the terror of being bullied on the playground. Now he had a chance to own the whole playground. The second puzzle piece that helps us understand Elon Musk is his engineering mindset. During his college years, Musk initially studied at Queen's University in Canada. While there, he had the opportunity to intern in the finance sector, joining a bank's strategic planning team. However, Musk's internship experience left him dissatisfied as he felt incompatible with the banking work culture and mindset. Musk had friends who transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the United States. As an Ivy League school, UPenn presented two prominent career paths for its students at the time: finance on Wall Street or technology in Silicon Valley. Given Musk's lack of interest in finance, he decided to make the move to Silicon Valley to seek internship opportunities. During his junior year, Musk worked two jobs in Silicon Valley simultaneously. By day, he was involved in research at an institute, focusing on a topic related to supercapacitors, devices capable of providing energy for electric vehicles and space weaponry. By night, Musk worked at a gaming company, helping them solve programming challenges. Back then, Silicon Valley engineers were increasingly inclined towards software development due to the rise of computers. They considered programming more advanced than working with hardware and circuits. However, Musk differed in his approach. He had a genuine passion for both hardware and software. His two internships reflected this dual interest as he excelled in programming tasks while also enjoying hands-on work with physical components. His experience at the gaming company revealed his innate talent for game development, although he wasn't particularly passionate about pursuing a career in the field. Instead, it transformed him into an enthusiastic gamer. Meanwhile, his daytime job at the Research Institute, despite not yielding significant breakthroughs, planted the seed of interest in electric vehicles, dating back to his 1994 internship. According to Musk's initial plans during his university days, he would have completed his undergraduate studies at UPenn and then pursued graduate studies in materials science to continue researching supercapacitors for electric vehicles. However, after spotting a promising entrepreneurial opportunity in Silicon Valley, he made the bold decision to dive into entrepreneurship. Although his academic experience at UPenn and his year of internships in Silicon Valley totaled only a year, they left a profound impact on his life. Musk never fully identified as a businessman; he considered himself an engineer at heart. The book is replete with such details. For instance, in September 2021, Isaacson met Musk at SpaceX's meeting room. Musk greeted him enthusiastically, saying, "This is what I enjoy the most, iterating with top-notch engineers." He went on to exclaim, "My entire brain lights up." Just like the excitement during a national holiday. However, it remains a question whether the engineers around Musk share the same level of excitement. This is because Isaacson observed Musk and his engineers meticulously nitpicking rocket designs, whether it was about reducing weight or cutting costs. Musk's approach was inherently engineering-oriented. In his book, Isaacson outlines Musk's management style, which is notably different from traditional business leaders. Prior to acquiring Twitter, Musk held a meeting with Twitter executives and posed a series of probing questions. For instance, when Twitter executives mentioned that they estimated fake accounts to make up about 5% of their user base, Musk immediately inquired about the specifics. He wanted to know how they arrived at that figure, seeking more precise data. He also asked questions like how many lines of code, on average, their software engineers wrote daily and why Twitter, with 2,500 software engineers, had more than his autopilot team at Tesla, which had only 200. Additionally, he wanted to understand the breakdown of the annual $1 billion Twitter spent on servers, particularly the functions consuming the most resources and their ranking. The executives struggled to provide answers, leaving Musk frustrated. Twitter executives perceived Musk's questioning as an attempt to negotiate a lower acquisition price. However, this approach mirrored Musk's management style, which demanded precision and accuracy. Musk's approach also incorporated the concept of first principles, which he applied not only in research and development but also in management. The algorithm Musk used encompassed 5 key principles. 1. Question every assumption. When making a request, Musk insisted on knowing who made the request and why. He encouraged challenging requests to make them less foolish. 2. Delete any part or process that you can. After questioning, unnecessary parts or processes should be eliminated. While some might be brought back later, they should not exceed 10% of what was initially removed. 3. Simplify and optimize. After deletion, simplify and optimize what remains. Avoid optimizing processes that shouldn't exist in the first place. 4. Accelerate. Speed up every process, but only after adhering to the first 3 principles. 5. Automate. Automation is the final step, but it should follow questioning, deletion, simplification, and acceleration. This systematic approach exemplifies Musk's engineer's mindset. Whether it's in research and development or management, he views everything as a system that can be improved upon. Even the process of improvement is structured into a system. Though both innovators, Musk and Steve Jobs, had different temperaments. Isaacson quoted Oracle's founder, Larry Ellison, who is a close friend of both Jobs and Musk. Ellison, who served on the boards of both Apple and Tesla, had the opportunity to closely observe them. Ellison noted that Jobs only needed to focus on design concepts and software engineering, leaving manufacturing to others. In contrast, Musk took on responsibilities across manufacturing, supply chain management, and overseeing gigantic factories. Musk immersed himself on the assembly lines more than in design rooms, showcasing his engineer's disposition. The third puzzle piece that helps us understand Elon Musk is his vision for the future of humanity. According to Walter Isaacson's interviews with Musk, during his formative years when his thirst for knowledge was at its peak, the most influential books for him were science fiction novels. Among them, Musk's top 3 favorites were Robert A. Heinlein's The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, Isaac Asimov's Foundation, and Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So, what do these 3 novels entail? The Moon is a Harsh Mistress portrays the moon as a place of exile for humanity's criminals, managed entirely by artificial intelligence. When a rebellion erupts on this lunar penal colony, the AI ultimately sacrifices itself to save humanity. Foundation depicts a future where human civilization has expanded across the entire galaxy, forming a vast galactic empire. During its zenith, a brilliant scientist predicts a forthcoming dark age spanning 30,000 years, characterized by ignorance, savagery, and war. In response, he gathers the finest minds in humanity to establish a foundation on the remote edge of the galaxy, with the hope of preserving the spark of human civilization. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy takes an entirely different approach, envisioning a diverse array of civilizations within the Milky Way. Earth, in this narrative, is an inconspicuous planet that inadvertently obstructs the construction of a hyperspace bypass, akin to a cosmic highway, by an extraterrestrial civilization. Consequently, Earth is demolished, and the story unfolds from there. Why did I take the time to recap the plots of these 3 novels? Because these works had an immensely profound impact on Elon Musk, and you will find that nearly all of his business ventures and ultimate goals are influenced by these themes. So, what is Musk's ultimate goal? It can be summarized in 3 sentences. First, enable human survival on multiple planets. Second, ensure that artificial intelligence protects humanity. These 2 goals serve the overarching objective, preserving the flame of human civilization. If you examine Musk's entrepreneurial history, you'll notice that he is, indeed, using his companies step by step to achieve this vision. Musk founded SpaceX because he believed that reusable rockets were essential for humanity's transition from a single-planet civilization to a multi-planet one. He launched Tesla to advance electric vehicles, created the Boring Company to explore new directions in high-speed transportation, all with the hope that future humans will rely more on sustainable energy. He established XAI with the aim of developing genuinely protective artificial intelligence. His founding of Neuralink to research brain-computer interfaces is yet another method to ensure that humans are not subject to malevolent artificial intelligence. Of the 6 companies he helms, 5 align with this ultimate objective. I understand that Musk's ultimate goal may sound somewhat idealistic or even adolescent to some, but he has his reasons. Musk has realized that technological progress is not a foregone conclusion. While people naturally assume that technology will advance on its own, the fact is that without deliberate preservation, many technologies can vanish. The knowledge behind the construction of the Egyptian pyramids or the architectural techniques of ancient Rome has been lost to history. Even in recent history, the Apollo program landed humans on the moon. But space exploration stagnated afterward, and much of that knowledge dissipated. Musk believes that continuous effort is required to safeguard humanity's knowledge. Moreover, Musk is deeply fascinated by the Fermi paradox. This paradox, named after physicist Enrico Fermi, questions why, given the high probability of extraterrestrial civilizations in the universe, we have not detected any signs of intelligent life. Musk's interpretation is that if Earth were the only civilization in the universe, it carries an even greater responsibility to protect this unique spark of consciousness. In his view, the best way to do that is by enabling humans to inhabit multiple planets, not just Earth, significantly increasing the chances of preserving human civilization. Isaacson quotes Musk as saying, "True milestones are few and far between: the appearance of single-celled life, the emergence of multicellular life, the differentiation of plants and animals, the move from the oceans to the land, the advent of mammals, the emergence of consciousness." At this scale, the next major milestone is obvious: making life multiplanetary. Regardless of whether others agree, Musk genuinely believes that his mission holds epical significance, and he continues to be driven by this goal. Having completed the exploration of Walter Isaacson's biography, Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the quest for a fantastic future, we've unraveled the enigmatic Elon Musk through our analysis of 3 crucial aspects. As we wrap up this audio, I'd like to share a question that has been on Walter Isaacson's mind not only while writing this biography, but also during his work on Steve Jobs. It revolves around whether figures like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk needed to exhibit such relentless, abrasive, and conflict-immersed behaviors. Isaacson posed this question to Steve Wozniak, Jobs' co-founder, who responded that if he were in charge of Apple, he would have adopted a kinder approach, treating everyone at Apple like family without resorting to immediate firings. However, he added, "But then, we might never have had the Macintosh." The Macintosh personal computer is hailed as one of Apple's greatest products, and its influence continues to shape Apple's outstanding products today. Similarly, while penning Elon Musk, Isaacson grappled with this very question. At the book's outset, he quoted Musk as saying, "For those who take offense at my actions, I apologize, try to be more forgiving. I have to be super hardcore and fairly insistent, otherwise, we wouldn't be successful." Musk further reflected, "If I were to strictly adhere to all the rules and maintain a mellow and relaxed demeanor, I wouldn't be able to achieve these things." So, if Musk were more relaxed and approachable, would he still be the driving force behind our journey to Mars and the evolution of electric vehicles? Isaacson merely presents the question, and it becomes apparent that readers, after delving into Musk's intricate life, must craft their own answers. This concludes the essence of the book. If you find yourself intrigued by this biography, we recommend obtaining a copy for further reading. Congratulations, you've absorbed all the essence of this extraordinary book. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. Your support is what keeps me motivated to create more valuable content. Thank you very much for listening. See you in the next video.